Good afternoon. My name is Frankie Kington. It's the 17th of October. And on this video Zoom, I'd like to give you a talk on Black History Month. As a thought leader and entrepreneur, Black History Month is October. This is where we celebrate African and Caribbean history. This talk is so important, and I want to really make people understand our history. You should never forget our history, where we come from, and where we are now in our lives, which is so important. Black History Month celebrates history of African and Caribbean descent. Me as a Black British, I'm very proud to have parents who come from the Caribbean. That's a little island called Jamaica, or West Indies as we know it. My mum was born in Kingston, and my dad was born in St. Anne's Bay, and my dad was born in Kingston. And I'm very proud of my Jamaican and Caribbean background as a Black British. So I have Jamaican descent and West Indian descent, which I'm very proud of. And I've actually visited that country as well in 2017. They really loved it. I had really fond memories of meeting family I've not seen for years, my dad's side of the family. And my partner, who I love very much, called Margaret, she's actually from the West Indies as well. She's from Montego Bay. So I went to see her and her family. And it was a great time. I loved it, to see my roots, to see where the great man Bob Marley was born. I actually went to his museum. I had an amazing holiday. I did everything what I wanted to do in that country. And I really felt myself really fitting into that country and really feeling the history of Jamaica and where my parents actually come from. I had a great time and I loved it. I advise anybody to go there to visit the Caribbean islands. But I want to explore more of Africa. I have so many friends in Africa, in Togo. I have friends in Cameroon, friends from Nigeria. I want to go to Ghana, where I have friends from as well. And I know that Africa is a motherland for the whole of the universe. We all come from Africa. We all have connection with Africa. And we know it's touched a load of troubles over decades and decades of oppression. But that's a world that we're living in. And I want to explore that and explain to you why African history is so important. Not just for me, but just for everybody. Because we all come from Africa. And we all have a connection with the promised land. So growing up in 1969, as a Black youth, life was quite challenging for me. I had a lovely family, lovely parents. I had a lot of sadness in my life at a young age because obviously my parents split up. And I felt a lot of sadness because of that, because I loved them both. And growing up for me was always about me being a Black male, which I felt in a white person's world. But I shouldn't feel like that because I know the importance of the human race and that we're all one race. But we have people who are prejudiced and people who hold views against ethnic people and people of different colour. And unfortunately, I actually experienced that. So growing up for me was quite challenging. Education, I got into some bad habits with drink and drugs, mixing with the wrong people. So I really learned a lot about my life. But me now in the present day, as an entrepreneur and thought leader, I know that there's 5 attributes of our life that we need to develop. And we have these attributes in our life that we nurture every single day. Teacher, educator, mentor, coach, thought leader, and a public speaker. That is the role of me today because there are 5 key virtues and qualities that we have in our lives that we need to develop, bring out so much qualities and uniqueness within us, authentic brilliance of who we are, so we can share into society. Everybody teaches, everybody educates. We're mentored and coached by so many different people. And when you've struggled through life, everybody wants to hear a good story. How you've had the struggle, what the transformation were, and how you've come out as a thought leader, or entrepreneur, or a successful person. Black history has so much problems of suffering and difficulty and oppression and genocide and mental slavery, mental health, of sadness, of guilt, of blame, of anger, frustration, deprivation, discrimination, hate. What I want to do is explain to you how being an authentic or unique person, every single day of our lives, we are taught something about ourselves and who we are. Every single person we meet, whether he's a good person or he's a bad person, will teach us something about our life very, very valuable. Even your enemies, they can teach you something about your life. And it's about creating value and learning from them experiences. If you fall down 20 times, get up 21 times. That's where the victory and that's where the miracles lie. It doesn't matter how long things take. Set goals, determination, create your mission and work towards achieving that. Never give up. Your life is special, it's precious. You are incredible people. When you look at the world, look at how many different people there are in the world. Because think if it was all the same, life would be boring. Think of all the different qualities we have, all the uniqueness we have, all the authentic qualities we have. What about if we could train ourselves and self-develop ourselves to nurture all these qualities and be a thought leader, entrepreneur, or a business person that we know we can be because we're born to serve people. Me, as a thought leader and entrepreneur, I'm actually a director, and I'm a director of a company called Advanced Phoenix Training Enterprise. This enterprise is so special to me because my skills as a teacher and educator, a mentor and coach, and a public speaker, I can use to help underprivileged kids. So in the Advanced Phoenix Training Enterprise, I work with youth on the wrong side of the law. I work with colleges, I work with universities. I public speak and give a presentation on my company and what I do. I work with the prison services. And what about telling them my story? So that's what I do at the Advanced Phoenix Training Enterprise. And we do courses in industrial cleaning. And our education can come through courses, what we study, or reading books. That is so important for anybody's growth. And I can mentor and coach because I look at all the people who mentored and coached me through my life. And how many people have I coached? But do we look at that on a deeper level, ladies and gentlemen? Do we understand the virtues and the qualities that we have and what we've expressed in our lives? That's why we're here today, to tell that story. So I'm on the verge of writing my book, which I'm going to write, and I want the world to see my story. But at the Advanced Phoenix Training Enterprise, we work with underprivileged youth to be that bridge to get them back on the straight and narrow in society. And we network with all different types of organizations. So we're a non-profit organization. My email is frankie@advancedpte.org. That's frankie@advanced-pte.org. So if people want to contact me, they can contact me from, and that linked with the Advanced Phoenix Training Enterprise. And my website address is www.advanced-pte.org. Please have a look at my website. See all the skills and what it is that we do. Because we're always to help and to nurture and to look after the next generation. I actually have an arts project as well called the cross-pollination. And cross-pollination is about working across the border with all different types of people from all different types of backgrounds. It's an art exhibition. And we promote African Caribbean history. We actually do exhibitions and we do events so we can share in our history and our culture of who we are as all different types of people. And we are an organisation as well, like a charity or a non-profit organisation or a CIC. We're here to help people come together and celebrate our experience through art. Art is rich. We have to have the art to be a mentor, the art to be a teacher, the art to be a coach, the art to be an educator. What about the art to be a public speaker? Everything's about us as an artist for our own lives. And cross-pollination is about art. We all know that the human race experiences mental slavery. We're stuck in mental slavery now. But the human race has experienced slavery. Slavery has affected the human race on such a different level. So we need to talk about that. And what a way to do it through our arts, through our history, through our culture. So art is really important. It's therapeutic, but art can express how we really feel on the inside and the depths of our lives. Art is rich, art is pure. It's a therapeutic lesson to help us with our subconscious mind. When we suffer with depression, anxiety, hate, or anger, or feelings of loneliness and despair, or even feelings of suicide. Art is an expression that we draw what we feel in our hearts and express it to people so they can see it as a picture. So me, as an entrepreneur and a director of a company, we actually have an arts project as well, which I'm really passionate about. There are so many passionate people on board who are going to help me develop and build this arts exhibition project. And I've got some great people and some people who I respect on board with me to help that, who I've met through networking businesses and networking events, which is so important. So I want to show the world cross-pollination, and I want to show the world the advanced Phoenix Chain enterprise. It's going to be big and it's going to go on a global audience because we want to affect change in the world, not just in our communities, but affect change in the world. Positive change where every one of us are working together to solve a solution to celebrate our lives, our cultures, our educations, our families, our friends, and why we're here today. What brought us here today? What made us the people we are today? Why are we here? History is so important, and history always tells a story about every one of us. History has made us the people who we are today. History tells us that in the past, the present, and the future, everything is connected. History brings us all together as race, as different cultures and peoples and backgrounds. History is rich. Never forget where you're coming from. It's important to share our joys, our sufferings, our persecutions we've been through, the hatred, the anger, the frustration, the injustices. We're here for justice. I'm here to fight injustice and work for a peaceful world. And there are so many great people who I respect and on board with me who are going to help me on that journey to move this forward and move my life and everyone with it on this journey to move our lives forward and to create a better world for us all to live in. Now, we're in a time where we have pandemics. We know the COVID one now, but we're in a time where we need to transform the pandemic and transform the sufferings of the world like today, even in our own lives, because that's where the suffering is. How do we relieve suffering? Is it about us really looking truly in ourselves and loving ourselves for who we are? Because when we love ourselves for who we are, the world becomes a better place. We've got to self-develop. We've got to look at ourselves and be honest with ourselves. We've got to say we're not perfect, but we've got to transform all the negative stuff what's in our life. Everything what's in our life is our responsibility. When we change, everything changes in the world. And we're coming to that world now where we're becoming spiritually enlightened and awake. We've got so much technology and so much advanced things around us that we can all plug into each other and help each other and care for each other and love for each other with compassion and spirit and courage and bravery, to reach out to the next person who's suffering, to reach out and hold them and embrace them, to say that, look, hope is always powerful than hate. Give more, take less. There's so much project, there's so many people doing so many great things around the world. We need to continue it and pray for the people who are suffering. They need us now, the thought leaders, the entrepreneurs. And we know how great people really are, but it's time to stand up and make a difference. As a leader, it's always important to go out and meet as many people as you possibly can. Connect with all the people who lived a great and enriching life. Learn from all the successful people who lived a great and enriching life. Learn from them, grow from them, be their friends, show them you care. Because when people know you care, they will care for you. It's a two-way process. We've got to be determined, we've got to be assertive, we've got to be positive. Leaders of confidence, the brave, the determined, the persistent, the consistent. They endure. They know the pain of people who are suffering. They know the pain of people who've been struggling as well in their lives. We have to be true to ourselves, but we have to look at the negative aspects of our lives, because that's what makes us suffer. Nobody's perfect, but let's strive for perfection. Let's strive to be better people. I'm not perfect, but I'm always striving to help the next person be as good as, hopefully, as what I can be. Leaders see leadership in everybody else. Leaders want to nurture that person to be even better than what he is. African hearts, African history, whether it's Caribbean or from the four corners of the world, we need to celebrate art. We need to celebrate Black art and African art and Caribbean art. It needs to be protected. We need to nurture it and move it forward in society. It's so rich and comforting for our lives. It really helps us to become better people in society. Because if we have better leaders and better entrepreneurs, the world's going to be a better place. We can have riches, we can have nice houses and cars and families, that's great. But the value is what we create. We create to create a world that has justice for everybody to live in. So Black History Month is so important, guys. Please study Black history. There's so much richness there. There's so much purity there. There's so much in there for us to read about and develop and grow and see the qualities of culture around the world. Black History Month is something I always get involved in, but it's something for us all to learn from. And cross-pollination and the organisation that I work with, we really want to promote the richness of our lives through art. Everything is an art. The art to love, the art to feed somebody, the art to respect somebody, the art to teach, the art to educate, the art to be a great leader, the art to be the best person you can be, the art to inspire people. We are the artists of our own lives. And this artist has to be out there in society. We've got to express it, the qualities, the virtues, the skills, the techniques, the inventiveness, the creativeness in our lives. Let's put it into art. It's really important that what goes on in our mind, we can put it into art. Show it the world, because art is so important. Please, I really want you to respect and to value art. Black, American, and Caribbean art is so, so rich. And I want you to embrace it and remember, art is for all of us. We are all in this drawing on the wall. We're all in this picture, this painting. We all make a difference or make some kind of difference in the world that we live in today. It's rich, it's pure, and it's great for our lives. So, ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurs, great leaders, thought leaders, business people, CEOs, managers, directors, have a think for a minute. Have a think of who you are and what your values are and what your mission is in the world. Never forget our history, no matter what it is. And Black History Month is incredible for everyone to delve into and to learn and to embrace it. Everything what it means and what it stands for. Let's create value from it and create a better world for the future. How many of you actually agree with that? I just want to share something with you. Cross-pollination is an artist showcase. It's a great exhibition with a wonderful cross-cultural theme to it. A marvelous collection reflecting feelings of a long and deep journey inwards. Throughout fine art manifestations, you transport into the people unknown and mystic qualities. Horizons with a beautiful and subtle message. I am deeply impressed. Great efforts together from artists across the nations is terrific work. Something new, unique, and different from the paintings we are used to seeing. We can create better paintings and more unique paintings for everyone to embrace. So there's about cross-pollination, the organization what I work with. And I want to express art through slavery and the mental slavery and the modern day slavery what we're going through now. Imagine if you could express how you feel through art. Your slavery, your mental slavery, your modern day slavery. Because we're all stuck in slavery, aren't we? We're all trapped in it, the human race. They say we are a slave to somebody. But let's be a slave to the human race to make the human race a more better, creative, and more peaceful world for us all to live in. Because the world is a wonderful world, as Louis Armstrong would say. What a wonderful world, what a wonderful world it is. Let's celebrate it through our creativity, through our uniqueness, through our artistry. And let's embrace it. So please, look out for me and the Advanced Phoenix Train Enterprise. I gave you my details. And look out for me on my social media site called memby.com. That's mem.com/Frankie-Kington. I have a social media site there where I'm expressing everything what I'm talking about and all the skills what I do. Tap into it. Maybe it can help you and support you to be the teacher and educator I know you can be. And you know, I have a YouTube channel and I've expressed cross-pollination, my arts project that I'm setting up with some wonderful people around the world. And we're going to change society into a better world and a better place for everyone to live in, because that is what needs to happen. If you like this video, what I've expressed this evening, please leave a comment below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell. And you get all the information from my site and everything what's going on. in my life today. It's so exciting. I want to share it with you. I want you to look out for it. Cross-pollination and the advanced green exchange enterprise. Because we want to share all the qualities what I have with you and all my viewers today. So thank you for tuning in this afternoon. Please take care. My warmest wishes to you are, and remember, you are the artist for your own life to be the great leader that I know that you can be. Please take care. My warmest wishes. Bye-bye.